Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Sarah.
No one should suffer this pain.
Mama!
Certainly not an 8-year-old child.
Mama!
It's 3 days since the artillery shell exploded, changing Sarah's life forever.
How is she doing?
We're here in Syria, a country engulfed by 8 years of bloody conflict. But this part of the country was largely spared until last week. Today, the winds of war are howling. American troops are leaving, with a growing humanitarian crisis in their wake. Sarah's devastated family say she's only just realized the full horror of what's happened. The explosion ripped off her leg. For a little girl so fond of dressing up and posing for the camera, it's a devastating moment. Even worse, the blast killed her big brother Mohammed. He was just 13. From a hospital bed, Sarah clings to her mother.
Ahmed? Is this your brother?
He was injured as well. He tried to revive his brother.
Okay, hey, it's okay, it's okay. If you want to know what the impact of this war is, that's it. Families grieving, kids torn apart while they're playing in the street, an entire population helpless and abandoned. The family kept imploring us, can you help? There's no prosthetic limb, there's no more treatment, they have no more money. And the truth is, we're right up near the border with Turkey. This area could become occupied very, very soon. And it won't be a question of whether she can get any more treatment, it'll be a question of whether they can get out alive.
It's only been 10 days since President Trump made the sudden decision to withdraw Americans from the northern Syrian border. We're just learning today that it was only 28 US troops holding the line between peace and war. That decision opened the door for Turkey to launch a military campaign against Kurdish forces here. The United States is allied with both sides. Turkey is an important NATO member. The Kurdish military has been America's most reliable partner in the war against ISIS. They've done most of the fighting and almost all of the dying. But Turkey regards them as terrorists and vows to force them out of the area. 2 years ago, I was here in Syria as Kurdish forces made the final push to retake the city of Raqqa, the former capital of the ISIS caliphate.
We're moving forward with the fighters of the YPG. These are the fighters that the US coalition is working with. They are the foot soldiers. We're moving up to their forward base.
And it was here we met Sozdar Bauer, a young leader in the YPG, a mainly Kurdish fighting force. Her team cleared the city, street by street, building by building, death always just a step away. More than 11,000 Kurdish men and women died in the war, one of them Sozdar. She was killed in an ISIS ambush just hours after we left her. Her grief-stricken family left behind to mourn. On our trip back this time, we went in search of her family and found them.
Hello, 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 hi. Lovely to meet you. Thank you very much. Oh, look at this. A shrine to Sozdar. Look at that.
Sozdar was the eldest of 9 children. Her sister Naila, a beautiful mirror image of her.
ولا يمكن نسانين لحظان بين فكرن عن أم يجبير جيبكن أفتشت مستحيلة أف نفسي مصيبة بهاد سريمة طبعا.
Sozdar's mission to defeat ISIS is one her family's carrying on. Her brother Simko is also a leader in the YPG.
راستی شیسوز دار چاوا ما میناکا خواه مالبات دید ما مالبات همه چک ما او هرتم مثال دگرد هم دمالی دجی همش در بجی.
We showed them our Nightline special, where Sozdar was our guide on the front line.
Around the world, women fight for the same rights, the same pay. But in Raqqa, they fight ISIS. In a community that honors sexual equality, Sozdar leads the band of young Kurdish fighters.
Sozdar چی بی هم مالبات ده هم دروی مالبات ده هم نف یپگه ده هم نف قصد ده هدف های چی بی آزادیا جنبی آزادیا ویولاتی بی خواسته کامه هندری ویولاتی ده اداره گی سوزدار خیال گی پر مزن هبی اما شهادت آویجی پر گران هات.
For years, Simco and his soldiers depended on American support and air power. Russia's now filling the void left by America, helping the Syrian military to back the Kurds, who are now aligning with Bashar al-Assad's regime, accused of war crimes against its own people.
هذا جماعي يعني هاجي ما اتفاقي سوري وروسيا رنا دينابا يام حميب قلانديان وهركز بيجتي بازانه هيدي امريكا نكار ورا كردا كوم بك بيجي كام هرن داعش خلاص بكن كرجي دينا ما باري الدنوا ام كرد حتى جاب خو نبين ام تشتا بار ناكن يعني حتى صاغن دفي برياري دفي اويدا زاروغي قال كرد هب امريكا بيش وابا خاين يعني خيانات مراكري يعني.
Nyla and Simco took us to Sozdar's grave, marked Shaheed. It means martyr. In this cemetery, every single tombstone is marked the same.
These are the people we met, not just Sozdar, who we focused on, but all the other young volunteers. This young man was the one helping us run through the streets to avoid ISIS sniper fire. What would Sozdar be thinking today about what is happening right now?
يعني توا بقى ثقتها بيش خوي واش كستبا إذا سبيكي الجبهة سبيكي دبا سوزداري خاطر جبهة نداباش أبدا تشرب ذكرش باكو تيدا جهاتي بي خبراي قرت هي ليش نبقى الزاروك شهيد بك هذا حمية وجي سبب بينا.
Now the White House is deflecting blame and calling for a ceasefire.
Our soldiers are not in harm's way, as they shouldn't be, as two countries fight over land. That has nothing to do with us.
President Trump announced sanctions against Turkey on Monday, and tomorrow Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will meet with Turkish President Erdogan to broker a deal.
The United States of America is simply not going to tolerate Turkey's invasion of Syria any further. And we're calling on Syria to stand down, to end the violence, and come to the negotiating table.
But Erdogan is defiant, saying he won't sign a ceasefire. His tanks and troops now crossing the border and advancing on the Syrian city of Manbij. But it's video like this, some too graphic to show, that has the international community outraged. Turkey's deployed radical Islamist militias, some offshoots of Al-Qaeda. These groups committing gruesome roadside executions, like the death of leading Kurdish political leader Hevrin Khalaf, who was dragged from her car and shot 23 times. If verified, this is a war crime, as is the targeting of civilians. The Kurdish military gave us this video of a convoy packed with people they say was hit by a Turkish airstrike. Bodies and lives shredded in an instant.
My friend from the BBC has just said they're all pulling out towards the border right now. I think we need to leave.
The line between allies and enemies is moving dangerously fast. But not everyone has the option to seek safer ground.
This is personal. These are people you know, these are your neighbours, these are friends, and you don't get to leave.
Exactly. This is my job. I will just stay here. I didn't tell my parents that I'm here because they will be so afraid.
Do you have a plan?
We don't have any plans.
Neither does the family of that little girl in the hospital who lost her leg. Sarah's father says he wants to leave their shattered home and the neighbourhood that used to be safe. But there's nowhere to go.
Thank you, sir. I'm so sorry. That's what it's like when you're in this part of the world, right? You're in the middle of all this, and someone still comes out and offers you hospitality.
Right now, the focus is just on keeping Sarah alive, distracting her from the pain, because the youngest suffer the most when men make war. For Nightline, I'm Ian Pannell in northern Syria.
Our thanks to Ian and his team on the ground for that harrowing report.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.